Hey guys, Buck Weezer, saving the planet one small engine at a time. Yeah, so I got a troy-bilt pressure washer here and it won't start. And I want to show you, talk to you about the #1 reason why your power washer won't start. Does it have compression? Yeah, probably. Does it have spark? Yeah, it probably does. So what's left? Fuel. It's a fuel issue. And here's what happens. That carburetor's gummed up, gunked up, clogged up in some way from sitting so long between uses. When was the last time this was used? Last year? It's springtime now. It's sat for so long over the winter, maybe even longer than that, with old fuel in that carburetor, and so now it doesn't want to start. And I want to show you how to fix that as simply and as quickly as possible. All right, guys, I put the pressure washer up on the table, and I'm giving you a view from below because I want you to see the carburetor. That's right here. You see, it's all plastic, and you might be able to tell what the first thing we want to try is just to make sure we got fuel flow to and through the carburetor. And there's a drain plug here at the bottom that I'm going to remove with a 10mm hex key, Allen key, and we're just going to make sure we've got fuel flowing through the carburetor that way from the gas tank. That also, if there's crud in there that's clogging things up, the running of the fuel through there, through the drain, the base of the carburetor, might actually be all that's necessary to get it cleared up. So I got a rag for the inevitable spillage. And let's just see. All right, so there, he's running out, and it's still running, so we know that, you know, the fuel is coming from the tank, the needle and seat, it's not stuck, we got fuel still dripping through. I'm going to put the plug back in, and we'll set this thing on the ground and try it again. That's all there is to it. All right. So we've got that old fuel out of the carburetor, and now we're going to put it back on the ground and see if this has got it ready for us to operate. Okay, so we got the water turned back on. You don't want to run your pressure washer without the water connected, so verify that here. Okay, we got water. Let's see if we can get this to fire up. Okay, so that hasn't worked, but don't give up. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to put it back up on the table. We're going to take off that carburetor, open it up with just 2 small screws, show you how to clean it out. Let's do that next. Okay, so we're going to take down the air cleaner assembly by 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3. This one here is 5/16, and the other 2 are 9/32, which is kind of odd. And when you put these back together, you gotta go easy, because like I said, a lot of this is plastic and you're screwing into plastic and you just don't want to strip it out by going too much. This is the fuel tank vent. Unhook him. Let's see, where else? Oh, there's another in here. That would be the 4th one, and that would be 5/16. He's hidden up under here. Okay, this is our kill switch. We'll just leave that connected and he can just sort of hang out of the way here. That's not a problem. Crankcase vent here, plugs into the back. And here's our carburetor. Okay, I'm going to pinch off the fuel line and then take it disconnected from the carburetor. I'll use a couple of vice grips, a pair of vice grips to pinch it off. Otherwise it would just run constantly when we... Make sure I got that tight enough. And this clamp here. Right now we should be able to pry that off of the carburetor. All right. Okay, so this guy slides forward now. Now take a close look at the connections that you have to repeat when you put it back together. The different springs, linkages, don't lose anything. You take a photograph with your camera, with your phone, that's always a good idea also. And I would do that, but I figure if I get stuck, I'll just rewind the tape and take another look. So we got this one up here for the automatic choke. Comes off. And this one here, throttle, had a spring there. So it's a variety of springs and linkages that have to come off, but we did it. Okay, so now we're ready to take this carburetor apart, which will be removing these two screws at the bottom. So I want to get a rag to absorb whatever we might spill, and then we'll take it apart and see if we can clean it out in there. We could drain the bowl as we did before. Now these two screws we're going to take off the bottom of the bowl. Looks like they're the 9/32 as we were using before. Again, it's a plastic carburetor. We just screwed into the plastic there. One. And two. Now these two parts will separate. So there's your fuel bowl. It doesn't look too particularly dirty to me, but the main jet is down in here, and that's what we're going to want to clean out. So this looks pretty good to me. You can see you got this gasket that goes, that's the gasket or seal around the outside of the bowl. I'm going to get some carburetor spray. Now, this guy here we're going to pull out. Again, so much of this is just plastic. But this is where the main jet's located up in here, and that's what we want to make sure is clear as can be. So take a look at the orientation. The cavity is the one closest to the center of the carburetor. You can grab this and pull it out like that. Okay, set him off to the side. Can you even see what I'm doing? Now this piece will separate also from here, and we want to carefully remove that guy. Pulling. So I got some carb spray, and we're just going to clean this whole thing. And we're going to take a pin, I got a safety pin, and we're going to poke these, we're just going to press it through all these holes. Sometimes they're large enough for the pin to go all the way through. Others are quite small. Doesn't go all the way through, but we're going to make sure it's all clear and clean. The plastic carburetor. You thought I was joking, right? So much, this is just plastic. This one here also, we want to make sure it's good and clean. This guy too. I got a variety of wires, small brushes that I can use. All right, this same with this guy. Want this passage to be completely clean. Okay. How'd this go? There we go. All right, set him aside, keep him clean. Clean out the bowl. Our plug. I think we can put this guy back together. And we're ready to put it back up on the carburetor. Which will be the reverse of what we did in taking it down. If you need to refer to the pictures you may have taken, that's a good idea. For me, I like to do these linkages first and then the springs last, because the springs are much more flexible, these linkages not. So I'm going to put the linkages, connect the linkages first, and then the springs. We'll put it all back together, and then we'll meet up again for a final test and see if we've made any improvements. Well, we're back in business. I really don't like this idle down technology. I don't know why it has to do that. I don't see the advantage, and it still wants to like surge a little bit. But we got it running pretty reliably, and we got the carburetor cleaned out and some clean gas, so we're back in business. Thank you for watching me on this video. I hope it's of help to you, and maybe can save you a little money getting your machines back in business. The biggest problem is they just sit so long between uses. The pump's not happy after that. The carburetor's not happy. The old fuel is, yeah, you just got to use them more often. At least you know what to do now to get it going again. Remember guys, only you can put the do into do it yourself. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.